Welcome, Jenny. Thank you so much for being willing to share your experiences about the Midlife Sleep Mastery Program. So, to kick it off, I would love to talk more about what your sleep was like before you joined the program.
Yeah, so before I joined the program, I struggled a lot with restlessness at night, frequent wake ups. I had really bad restless legs and an overactive bladder, and my sleep just ended up being very fragmented and unconsolidated. And it was it was challenging to get any kind of longer span of a sleep window.
Yeah, hey, I've been there. I know what it's like. It's absolutely miserable, especially being a mom and running a business. I'm sure it took a huge toll on tell me a little bit more about how that impacted your life, your mood, your health.
So I just noticed a lack of energy throughout the day, as you would expect. I was also struggling with a lot of brain fog and didn't even realize the depth of that until after I came out of it. So it
Yeah, we
was,
kind of normalize not feeling.
yeah, yeah, low energy or like very intense slumps in the afternoons where my energy would just crash and I could hardly make it through the rest of the day. Also, just kind of like a lower window of tolerance for stress that may have normally been just minor and easily navigated on a good night of sleep were more challenging to deal with in that season.
I'm sure you've tried a lot before you entered the program. So what kind of things have you tried in the past that didn't work?
I feel like I have tried everything. I experimented a lot. I do a lot of kind of like self-reflection and experimentation. So I tried eliminating certain foods. I tried alcohol. I tried no alcohol. I tried this. I tried no this. Like I just went down the line of like all these things. I did supplements. I did topical creams and lotions. Um, I teach yoga and meditation, and so that's always kind of something I incorporate. So there was that aspect of it. I feel like I tried everything, but it also felt very piecemeal. I was just pulling like individual things from here and there, and there wasn't any kind of like comprehensive or cohesive approach that was being taken. And I also don't feel like I was getting to the root of the problem. So all of these things were just like putting a band-aid on a more serious issue.
Right. It can be so frustrating when you feel like you're doing all the things right and you're not getting anywhere because you're just guessing. You really don't
Mhm.
have any data to draw upon to know exactly what your body needs. And there's just so much information out there. It can be so overwhelming, so
Mhm.
confusing. And I think that's the nice thing about the functional lab testing is that, like you said, you weren't getting to the root of the issue. I'm curious, what made you decide to join the midlife sleep mastery program?
I think the primary motivating factor was just the fact that my sleep had deteriorated so much, and my life situation was very stressful at the time, and I knew that I needed support. Once I learned more about it, it was a definite yes for me. I knew that it was what I wanted to do because like we were talking about with the lab testing, that was a lot of everything that you do as part of your program. All of the tests were things that I had been wanting to do, but I couldn't get the support from my primary care physician, and I was having trouble figuring out like how to get everything done. And so this just seemed like the perfect package of like all of these tests that I've been wanting to do. And as it turns out, they also could help me with my sleep. And it was just a kind of like a no-brainer for me.
Tell me a little bit about, because you've seen such great results. Can you share with me a moment when you realized that the program was working for you?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly when it was, but I remember that I had like my first night of consolidated sleep. I went to bed, and the next thing I knew, I maybe woke up one time during the night and then my alarm was going off, and I was like, wow, that just happened.
Tell me a little bit about your sleep these days. I know you said it's consolidated, which is great.
I wake up before my alarm goes off and feel rested.
With the lab testing that we did you find that piece of the program beneficial?
Oh my gosh, yes. I love how thorough all the testing is and the fact that like we've followed up too with certain things. You know, it's not just like a one and done thing. We continue to like track levels of things that we're watching. But yeah, I learned so much about my body and myself and my health and just how my life circumstances had affected my health, but specifically like my, reserves, like my mineral reserves and my just capacity for navigating stress, like I was talking about. I was so depleted. And so it was no wonder my
Yes,
window
wonder
was,
you weren't sleeping.
yeah, yeah.
Didn't have anything left in the tank.
Right. So I absolutely loved all the insights and like the ability to really like fine tune and get in and see what is going on and like how can I support myself and the whole like test don't guess mindset because that's where I was before. I was just like, let's try this, let's try this, let's try this. And this was just very, this is what we're doing because these are the test results and this is what's going to help. And it did.
I'm so happy that you have this nice consolidated sleep so you can wake up, feel refreshed. How has it changed your life being in the program?
I was having a lot of brain fog, which I'd never really experienced before, and also in the moment didn't realize how bad it actually was until now I'm out of it. So coming out of it and feeling more clear-headed has been incredible. Obviously, energy levels throughout the day have increased or stabilized. They're more consistent. And just my window of dealing with life has expanded, like my ability to deal with stressors because I don't feel like my body's quite as bombarded.
What would you say to someone who's considering joining the program?
For someone considering joining the program, it's one of the best decisions I've made for myself in my life. It is an investment, but for me, it was absolutely worth it. And it's been so powerful to not just have the incredible resource of all the testing and all of this very specific information and data related just to me, but also all of the other tools and tips and lifestyle adjustments that you suggest throughout the course, even just as simple as like light exposure. It's absolutely worth it. And it's something that I think for me will pay off and continue to pay off for the rest of my life.
Appreciate you sharing your experience with everyone, Jenny. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, you are so welcome. Thank you. Thank you for what you do.